What's up, guys? Welcome back to the multimedia channel. I hope that you're having a great weekend. Well, I am. Um, so I want to thank you all that are already subscribed to the channel, and it really means a lot to me. But to those of you who are yet to subscribe, I'm wondering what you're still waiting for. Please hit the subscribe button and always remember to share and like my content. Because it goes a long way in encouraging me to keep doing what I'm doing, to keep dishing out content around football particularly. So today there are quite a number of updates, of course, as it concerns players of the Super Eagles and as it concerns the NFF and its search for a new coach for the Super Eagles. But then before I get to what we have today, I want to talk about the Euro tournament 2024, which of course is ending today, and as you all are aware, it's going to be a very, very important clash between England and Spain in the final. Of course, the time is 8 p.m. I don't know if it's just me who didn't see England really get into the final of this year's tournament. I didn't see them get into the finals. Of course, their performance was really below expectation. Not like they didn't have the caliber of players that would have performed well. Because you had the likes of Kane, you had the likes of Foden, you had the likes of Jude Bellingham, very good players, the likes of Saka, and quite a number of them. But I mean, their performance was really below standard. It was below what I was expecting. So I mean, they should really be thankful to Jude Bellingham for that bicycle kick against Slovakia in the 95th minute. So Slovakia was already winning 1-0, and then in the 95th minute, Bellingham actually scored that goal, which and then of course Kane also scored a second, which gave them a ticket to the quarterfinals, and then today they are in the final. So they should really be thankful. And I wish them well. It's just that Spain is a very strong side. From the very beginning, I mean, from the first time I watched Spain on the tournament, I felt these guys would get to the finals, because it's not like they have a set of strong players, physically strong players. It's just that they have a very young side who are experienced, who know how to play the ball. Of course, that they play like Barcelona, and that is really what has brought them this far. So it's really going to be a very tough encounter. Of course, we wait to see what the outcome would be. And I also wanted to talk about Kobbie Mainoo, of course, Manchester United's young midfield, and the fact that he's really contributed a lot to this England side. He's been more than impressive, if you ask me, and like I said, he's a major part of the team, and it really shows what to expect when he gets back to Manchester United at a very young age. He plays with a very high sense of maturity. He has a very huge control of the ball, and I've really been impressed with him. I mean, he's one player that everybody has really been talking about. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the player of the tournament. I know some of you would be doubting that, because of course you also have the likes of Lamine Yamal, who plays for Spain and Barcelona. I think he's just 16 or 17 years. He has also been very impressive. I mean, it's basically been a tournament for young stars. So you also have Dani Olmo, who has also attracted the interest of quite a number of players across Europe. I mean, these are very interesting players. Dani Olmo, I mean, if you watch his goals, you would actually realize that he is so experienced, even at a very young age. But like I said, we'll just wait to see what happens. It's really going to be a very tough encounter. But while I wish England luck, I think Spain will really carry the day. Because they've been more impressive than England all through the tournament. So moving on to what we have for today. The NFF Technical Committee has reportedly actually recommended Renard, and as a French coach, and 2 other foreign coaches to be considered to lead, the Super Eagles. Ever since Finidi George actually resigned, there's been a search for a new coach, for the Super Eagles, and it's particularly important because, of course, quite a number of games. The World Cup qualifiers is there. Nigeria is not through yet, and they'll likely not be through. I mean, if they don't win the remaining matches. Yeah, and then of course you have AFCON as well. But the French coach, according to reports, has actually demanded a total of a monthly salary of $180,000. That's about 223 million. Yeah, among several other conditions. If he must accept the job, and that's quite a big demand, and I don't think it's something the NFF can really afford. Because if you remember, Jose Peseiro was around $50,000 or so. He was initially 80, and then he had to take a pay cut or so. And even with that, I think he was owed months of salaries. But I don't think that's one thing Renard would want to really take. But basically, it's quite a big demand for the NFF. I'm wondering what their decision would be finally. Yeah. So moving forward, Super Eagles defender Gabriel Oshun has actually joined French League One club. They're known as AJ Auxerre after leaving English Champions League side Luton Town at the expiration of his contract. He hasn't really made his debut yet, but I feel like he's one very special defender, and I'm wishing him well. That as he gets to his new club, he would get opportunities to feature, and hopefully that he would also, get to play for the Super Eagles even after he's been invited. Yeah, so moving on, Michael Nsien, we all remember him. He was one name that was everywhere. When the NFF was initially searching for a new coach for the Super Eagles, but he turned down a chance to actually assist Finidi George. But now there are reports that he has selected the squad to represent the US at the 2024 CONCACAF, under 20 championship, which is set for July 18th and August 4th in Mexico. We're wishing him well. I mean, like I said, he had a chance to assist Finidi George, but it was one position that he didn't really want to accept. Of course, I know he'll be feeling that he was bigger than that and that he really deserved to be the main coach and not an assistant. So moving on, John Ogu, we all remember him. Of course, he used to play in the defense for the Super Eagles. He says that Victor Osimhen has actually apologized to Finidi George, over his outburst on social media, I think a month or two ago. We haven't seen that though, but he's come out to say that Osimhen has, sent his apology, and he went on to actually say that Osimhen is a good guy. Of course, we all recall that outburst where Osimhen was, really was critical of Finidi George for calling him or singling him out for criticism, following their very poor performance in the World Cup qualifiers. You recall that video where he was, giving reasons why he couldn't join the team in camp, and the fact that, he shared videos of himself in the hospital with Finidi George, yet he went ahead to single him out. And I remember that in one of the videos I made at the time, I said that it was possible that Finidi didn't really, single Osimhen out. It's just that, blogs, because they want to get clicks, because they want to get views, they now went ahead to couch the headline in such a way that, it attracted Osimhen's attention, and then he had to react the way he reacted. But that being said, it's nice that he has, finally apologized to Finidi George, who, by the way, has moved on. Because you remember in one of my videos, I said that he, was recently appointed head coach of Rivers United and PFL side. Yeah, so it's nice that he has apologized, really, because like John Ogu said, Osimhen is a really good guy, and he's one guy that is passionate about whatever he does. Yeah, so moving on, Jose Mourinho, who is currently the Fenerbahce manager, has actually said that he is eyeing Nice forward Terry Moffi as an addition to his squad in the summer. I mean, who wouldn't want Terry Moffi in his squad? He's one striker that I have come to, really like. Yeah, I particularly like his maturity and his control of the ball, even though, he hasn't really featured a lot in the Super Eagles. But if you've watched him, you can tell how much of a player he is, and what Fenerbahce should really expect if he finally gets to, sign for the club. Yeah, so it's nice to hear that Jose Mourinho is eyeing him, to be part of his team, and then it shows you, how much of a player he is really. Yeah, so moving forward, Antonio Conte, who is of course Napoli's head coach, has actually said that Victor Osimhen remains a player of the club. Even though there've been interest from quite a number of clubs. The likes of PSG, the likes of Chelsea, and then I think Arsenal at some point. He says that although he's aware of that arrangement, that the fact that there are no demands on the table, means that Osimhen remains a player of the club. But whatever happens, I mean, that amid interest, if any club, meets the club's demands, then of course he would be let go. But for now, he remains a player of the club and needs to work hard like other players of the club are working hard. Yeah, so that is what we have, regarding updates for today. So as usual, I want you to share your thoughts in the comment section. Who do you see winning the Euro 2024 tournament trophy? Do you think Spain would win? I mean, looking at how far they've come on the tournament, do you think England would win, given that they've really been substandard in the tournament, if you ask me? Yeah, so just share your thoughts in the comment section. And what do you have to say about the fact that NFF has now recommended French coach Renard and then two other foreign coaches, to be considered for the coach of the Super Eagles role, and the fact that Renard is reportedly demanding $180,000, over 250 million, plus other demands if he will be considered for the job. Do you think it's really worth it, or do you think the NFF should, continue their search for a local coach? Yeah, so just share your thoughts on the comment section. Thank you for watching. As always, bye for now.